Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Millennial Trucker podcast. I am your host, Luke. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking in. I really appreciate you. Today is a special episode of the Millennial Trucker podcast. Today, I have on the show my first guest. First guest is Millennial Trucker. He is my YouTube channel name twin, and I think there might be a few other ones too. So it'd be triplets, quadruplets, septuplets, right? Isn't that or is it pentuplets? Like for 5? Anyways, I'm veering way off the course over here. I've already hit the rumble strips on the shoulder right now. We're gonna get back into the lane and talk about Millennial Trucker. He is Millennial Trucker is probably, as far as a first guest, I couldn't ask for a better first guest. He is a humble dude. He is the humblest dude I've ever had on the show. He's one of the humblest dudes I've ever met. This guy is a real gem. So we talk about different things, this and that, the other. You know, this is the first interview, so the questions I have for him, doing my best to ask what a new driver would want or would want to hear, or somebody who's... This is basically like an AMA, except I'm trying to ask questions that you may have for him. So if you have any questions for future guests about anything, just hit me up in the comments and I'll write those down, because you know I can only dive into your mind so deep, and there's some things that I just don't think about. So if you have any questions for future guests, please just let me know. And without further ado, here is Millennial Trucker. Okay, looks like my audio's working too. Where you stopped at?
Cool. I'm over here at the Flying J in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Edmond, Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
I forgot where that's at. Is that it's gotta be. Is that south of Oklahoma City?
It's north.
It's north. Okay. 10-4. Well, thanks, man, for agreeing to this, man. I wanted you to be on the first inaugural trucker interview thing that I've always wanted to do. So I think it's pretty cool.
Shoot, yeah.
Cool. All right, so like, since this is the first interview, it's probably more than likely going to be a little awkward, just because I haven't, done any of this before. But we'll just see how it goes.
I'd say just talk and squeeze in some questions, here and there.
I know, yeah. That's the plan, but it's a little different when you know you're being recorded. But I mean, we'll get through it. It's just I was writing down some questions, because I'm trying to be professional at this stuff. But
right.
And trying to figure out, like, what would well, I mean, this is going to be about you. This is to celebrate you as a trucker on the road, man. I want to get all the voices that I can on here, and you seem to have like a unique perspective on what's going on right now. And just for everybody to know, me and the other Millennial Trucker, we met on YouTube, and we found out we had the same name, and it's just like, cool. You'd think we'd be a little bit more territorial with it, but it hasn't been that way. And I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
It's like there's plenty of millennials here, and so why did you pick the name Millennial Trucker?
Well, it just fit because I'm a millennial and I'm a trucker.
A proud millennial, dude.
And I was just like, I was just sitting there thinking, like, oh, God, please let this name go through, because I didn't know that's how YouTube worked. Like, there could be, like, 50 PewDiePie's. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was just like, oh, sweet, it's unique. And then I searched my name, and I'm like, oh wow, there's a lot more. There's actually like 5 other ones.
There's 5 other Millennial Truckers. Yeah, but you seem to come
Well,
up at
they're
the top ranking ones at least.
I mean, that's mainly because I put out like 50 videos so far.
Yeah, you're
But
pumping out quite a few videos, man, and they're all good. I like the reviews, and I really like your honesty when it comes to these companies, because it's really easy to disparage these companies like they did you wrong, but like you leave the companies for different reasons.
right.
Hey, so what's your CB handle?
Well, I go by either Millennial Trucker, or Explosive Joseph,
Explosive Joseph.
or I just yeah, because my first name's Joseph. And my voice is loud, so I just thought Explosive was fitting.
Was it given to you, or um did you make it happen?
I just kind of made it happen.
That's awesome.
I mean, no one's ever really given me a nickname that would, like when I was younger. Yeah, I'll tell you what, people were calling me this all in high school, Jofus, because me and my cousin went to the same high school, and when I was younger, she would beat me at stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, well, I bet you can't spell Jofus. And she's like, "Oh yeah, well I bet you can't say it." And so I was just like, "I'm not gonna make my CB handle Jofus."
Yeah, it's probably a good choice. But I mean that's fine anyway, man. Like my CB handle, like Luke's not my real name. It was a CB handle given to me, and I use it for any trucking related stuff. Even like any trucking company that I'd go to, I'd go by my CB handle just because it makes it easier. Like my real name's Alejandro, but when you work in environments like construction or just the high paced type of local work, that's usually trucking. Just a one syllable name works out,
Right.
one or two syllables. So yeah, Luke was given to me. I think I spoke about it in one of my videos, um, and giving me to a guy that looked like Uncle Jesse.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like that's how it stuck. I went by Luke. Look, and there's a Bo Duke out there too. And shout out to Bo Duke.
Oh, Duke.
Bo Duke. Yep.
Nice.
So how long have you been trucking?
3 years.
3 years.
Yep. Since April 2018 is when I got my CDO.
Okay, cool. And what type of, like, up till now, what type of trucking have you done?
Well, I've done OTR. I've done local. There's regional OTR. Uh, I've done OTR, regional OTR, and local. If you're talking about trailers, I've pulled reefer and tank, and I've also done belly dumps, uh, dump trucks, and water trucks.
What's your favorite?
I'd still have to stick with the reefer, the 53-foot trailers. And I've actually been offered drive-in jobs, and I'm just like, I'm not sure. I kind of like, falling asleep to the humming of the reefer. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say you got to be careful about that. It's like you might not be able to. I'm sure you've heard stories about people who aren't able to live like a normal life, or like sleep like in a normal bed, just because
Right.
they missed the sound of the reefer.
Well, that's the weird thing though. When I'm in a truck, I need that humming. I don't know. I need what I have right now. Otherwise I can't sleep good, or I wake up numerous times and I'm just like, But if I have that soothing vibration and the humming of the reefer, man, I sleep like a baby. When I'm home though, I sleep great.
Like you drive long enough and you think about things. I think truckers they philosophize a lot, and it's just think about it because there's a lot of time, right? It's like you're just driving in a straight line,
Right.
so there's a lot of time to think. And I think I had this thought one time, and it's not original. I think I heard it from somebody else, but like the truck can sometimes feel like a womb. Not to get too Freudian on here, but it's a comfort, man. And I'm sure like with the humming, it's like it feels like you're in the womb, and it's a little messed up to think about,
Right.
but I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's something like that. It's my space. Nobody else is coming in here.
Right.
I can do whatever I want in this space.
Uh, so
I feel safe in this space.
so with the safety, do you ever feel you ever go to a place that makes you feel unsafe? Like where you had to like secure your locks a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A few places, man. Uh, I mean, in Dallas all the time.
Oh, Dallas
I'm
is pretty
from
bad. Yeah.
the I'm from the Dallas area, but most definitely Dallas.
They have those truck stops in the worst places too.
Right? Yeah, that's probably why they certain ones make you pay just to park anywhere, because it's they have to pay security somehow. You know,
Yeah.
like there's a Petro in Dallas. You have to pay to get in. First hour's free, and everything after that, I think it's like, I don't know, 12, $15, like that. But
15
it's all
bucks
reserved parking.
for how long?
For overnight.
Overnight. Okay. They usually
I
don't
mean,
bother people in the daytime because there's not enough trucks to really care, right?
I, I don't think they actually go around knocking on doors. But they give you a ticket, and you have to have that ticket before you leave. Kind of like at the was it the I-54 truck stop in Greater Chicagoland.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, you been there?
Well, I'm from Chicago, and that used
Oh,
to
I got you. I got you.
used to be my home base when I started trucking. So I had to find out where all these truck stops were at.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like I think it's like $12 to park, 14 to get a shower,
They
and
just
they have a restaurant here. Make good food.
Oh, that's good. I was gonna say it's like they keep nickel and diamond truckers, all the time, and it's like that always concerns me, man, because like the Flying J, like all these truck stops, they have that deal, the 2 for 1, or not 2 for 1. It's like you buy two and you get like a little bit of a discount, which is pretty significant but if you just want one Gatorade or one bottle of water, I mean they charge you a lot more just to get one, so you end up spending more just to save more. Just
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it's just like little stuff like that adds up. I'm not saying that's can make or break a trucker, but like if you add it up, um,
Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot of money.
it's like the economics of trucking. I guess that's a skill to learn. You learn how to bring food, drinks and food. You buy that at your home time. Just try to make it stretch out or whatever. Like there's some truckers who are really really good at penny pinching. They could live
Right.
on ramen noodles every day, or
I'll be I'll be frank about that. Like, I'm not one of those. that I'm just like, penny pinching. I try to be, but I fail every time, man.
But it's like you're out there. You only have one life, right? I think that's the millennial battle cry. It's like you only live once.
Yeah, YOLO. Yeah, I'll tell you what. My wife will probably be listening to this later on, but she doesn't quite uh, know why I spend money the way that I do. Um, well, once you eat the food on the truck for so long, it's just like that fast food starts looking really appetizing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like
Um,
Subway. Oh yeah.
right. Or Wendy's, or I would say Huddle House, but you know why it's called Huddle House, right?
No. What? Why?
It's because everybody's huddling around the bathroom, man. But
Yeah, their food does leave
yeah,
something to be
I mean,
desired, but it's just the availability of food out on the road. It's one of the best things is to have a T-bone steak at the Petro at 2 o'clock in the morning. Or
yeah,
it's just nice just to be able to order a steak.
right. You're right there next to it. It's just like having your house right next to the restaurant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So you got to treat yourself. It's a hard life out there.
Every once in a while. I mean, I don't do it all the time. I do buy hot dogs a whole lot more than I'd like to admit, but those are gourmet hot dogs, man.
Are you talking about
They're
the two for
they're good.
ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
Two
dude,
for 333.
that's those hot dogs, man. I mean, you have to be a little desperate. And whenever I see a driver, and I've been that driver plenty of times, and I know the feeling of just sadness, infinite sadness, while putting those condiments on those 2 for 1 hot dogs. It's just like it's just like
The infinite sadness.
yeah. It's just something that's just so sucking um, about those hot dogs. But like you'll eat them because you need food. You need sustenance. It's a good deal.
Right.
But it's like
Yeah,
you're not gonna feel good.
I myself, I just get the hot dogs. I don't even eat them with bread.
Oh wow,
I just,
that's
yeah, that'll pretty much.
you're on a special diet or something, or the no carb
I
diet.
mean, I was like, I don't know if you saw in one of my videos where I was talking about it just a little bit. I was at the beginning. I actually drank a cap full of apple cider vinegar,
Ooh,
and that was part of my diet. I love apple cider vinegar. I love the taste and everything. Um, it just kind of sucks. It's too acidic to drink more than just cap. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I mean, I also drink. I drink a lot of water, but I was on a. I was doing keto at that time, and I dropped like 20 pounds in like 2 weeks.
It's amazing how much like just a little
Um,
tweak in your diet, how much difference it can make.
right, right. I mean, mainly what I did, I cut out bread. I didn't eat anything that specifically had added sugar. Um, I stopped drinking anything with dye in it. I was drinking Bangs. Dude, my passenger side floorboard is covered in uh, uh, boxes of Bangs.
Oh wow.
Like yeah, I got the.
That paints a pretty good picture. I like it.
Yeah, but I mean, they're lightly carbonated, no added sugar, and it has no dye, and 200 milligrams of caffeine. So I like that.
So you're able to sustain a keto diet on the road.
It is possible if you stick to it. And
Oh,
once
okay.
you notice the results, it'll make you want to stick to it. And
Yeah.
once you get that little bit of taste on your cheat day, then it's just like mm, you know, you start losing willpower, and it's
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's really easy to do that. But that's cool, man, because I've tried that and I haven't been able. I didn't stick with any plan. Back then, like keto diet, any of these diets weren't really on my radar. So I just try
Right.
to eat fruits and vegetables, and you only can only get those um, every so often, and it's not.
Right.
It's like because after a long run, like you're hungry, you are looking for something like a fast food, like you're saying, is like fast food looks real good, or even if you just eat the burger, the meat part, that's still
Right.
plenty of grease. But yeah, that's a big concern, man. Like I know a lot of people who are thinking about going into truck driving. That's one of the big concerns is maintaining your health on the road. Yeah, I think truck stops have come a
It,
long way in
you,
providing healthier options.
well, there's some that you can do, and it involves Pokemon Go. you know, I mean, walk around the truck stop, man, and try to hatch an egg before you go to sleep.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and nobody else is looking for Pokemons at these truck stops, so you got the whole place to yourself.
Heck yeah. And some of them are hopping, man. Like they got Pokemon popping up left and right, and good ones too, man.
Yeah. You ever try to
So
catch them while driving?
no, no, not today, devil. You're not gonna get me to confess anything. No, no, but I never did, man.
Right, yeah.
Um,
It'd be a little too
no,
hard.
well, it'd be a little illegal.
Right, yeah, that's a big part of it. You don't want to. It's fine if you plead the fifth to that. That's understandable. Um,
I played the fifth.
uh, so what's your longest stint on the road?
My longest what?
Stints, like how long have you been out without home time?
I've been out for what 5 months.
5 months. That's a
One
long
time
time.
that was yeah, that was with Sierra England too. No, you know what? I was only with them. No, no, it wasn't. It wasn't 5 months. It was like 3 months, I think. And then I would take like 10-day home times after 3 months. I would do them like 2 or 3 months at a time. But I drove for Sierra England. I went in from outside the company to be a trainer, and they wanted me to back up a certain way. They call it the 45-45, and I've always called it 90-degree alley dog. So I just put 45 and 45 together. I'm like, hey, that's 90. They're talking about the same thing. No. The 45-45 is a certain style. You have to, there's a certain way to do it. 90-degree alley dog is get it in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, of course, you have to go at 90 degrees, but by all means, whatever it takes, get it in there. The guy said that I did it classic DMV style, but it wasn't 45-45. He's like, so you're going to have to go out for 30 more days and come back and test it again. And I'm like, no, I'll just team drive. You know, they let me team drive,
Sierra England said
And
you had.
from what I hear, it's,
That sounds like a
say
scam.
what?
That sounds a little bit like a scam. It's just like it's like you know what we'll
Well,
just keep doing it until I get that 45 to 45. How about that? But
well, I mean, not really a scam. They didn't tell me what they expected of.
oh okay.
Of course, I saw the train the trainer course. I went through that, and they were talking about the 45-45, but they said they were like, okay, you need to uh, you need to back into this this area right here. They didn't specifically say 45, 45, but that's what they were implying, and I just didn't pick up what they were putting down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
You don't want
but
to
I
confuse a
even went out.
trucker. That's the,
Right. I mean, if it's an apple, call it a freaking apple. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, before then, 1 week before then, I was out on an owner op with CR England. I was out on his truck, and he, I think he taught me everything but the 45, 45. Like he taught me something that I didn't know before, which was, you know how you come up to a spot, you got plenty of room off to the right of you. You're looking
Mhm.
at a spot on your driver's side. And basically, what you want to do is you move up until your drives are in the middle of the spot, then you turn right, and then just get lined up with that spot. Move forward, and then just straight back it. I
Okay.
think they, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I hope
Yeah,
I
I
hope I
mean,
hope so at least. I'm half saying yes because like I'm still trying to picture it in my head, but um
well, instead of angling it, you just, you put yourself in a position to where you're turning right in front of the spot and get lined up with it. So you're
okay.
going from vertical, or horizontal to the spot to vertical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're lining up the back of your trailer with that spot. Then you just straight back it in.
Okay, so
I
it's
didn't know about that. Nobody ever taught me that. So I
oh.
did learn that. But he was like, I specifically taught you the 45. I'm like, no, you didn't, dude. I think I would remember that.
Yeah.
But either way it goes. I don't think it was a scam because they want their trainers to teach the student the way that they want their students to learn.
Yeah,
And I think that's fair.
yeah, I forgot this
But
was
oh,
a
good.
trainer program. So like as just a regular um hire like a regular truck driver solo, you'd probably want to give that driver a second uh like more chances to get it right, but like with the to become a trainer, the stakes are a little bit higher. So yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
That they want to make sure
Yeah.
you know everything.
Right.
Okay, so what got you into trucking then?
Uh, she told me to do it.
Really, it was her
My
idea.
wife. Yeah, it was her idea.
Wow. Okay.
It. I mean, me growing up, my mom always told me that job is dangerous. I even told her. I told my mom one time. I was like, "That looks like that would be pretty cool to do." And she's like, "Oh, Joseph, no, 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 no. That is so dangerous." You know what I found out before I got my CDL is everything is dangerous.
Right. Right.
Everything is dangerous. Yeah, like one time I severely sprained my ankle just stepping off of the curb. I was going to get in my pickup, getting ready to go to work, and I face planted right there on the pavement. And yeah, I could not put any pressure on that ankle whatsoever. I had to army crawl back up to my porch.
Wow.
Almost stepped on a copperhead one time.
Jeez Louise.
Uh, just just about to walk into my house. I didn't even notice it. My wife was like, "Joseph, look." I'm like, "Ah." you know, it was cold up right there next to our glass door, man. I'm just like, wow. Yeah, everything is dangerous. You just don't realize it till it's staring you in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. At least with truck driving, you could a little bit of control, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, yeah, and the job is dangerous just because it's a high profile job. So there's a lot of worry that and I think most when I announced to my family that I was gonna go into truck driving, I got the same response from my mom. She didn't want me to go into it because she's more worried about other people crashing into me, or me falling asleep on the road or something like. There's plenty of things that can go wrong. Hit a moose or something like that. But it's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, everything's dangerous, but we still keep going forward, and that's why the keep on trucking motto is still relevant today because that's what you got to do. Keep on trucking, right?
Right.
So it was her idea for you to get into truck driving. So you were married before getting into truck driving, and that's another concern that I hear. Um, so how's that transition? Because I got married after I started truck driving, so that's a little bit different. Um, Now, you said you're out for a long time, and the other truckers that I ask that have been in the same situation, like, so how are you doing it? How do you do it? And the same response I usually get is like, well, I'm not really sure if I'm doing it, but I mean, we're still together, and things seem to be all right, So I don't think anybody's got it figured out. So how was your transition from going over the road and being away for a long time?
Well, I mean, we've had um, many trials over the last few years with me being gone, because primarily uh, OTR is the only thing that's really kind of, you know, the only thing that's really paid the bills so far. And I've had two local jobs in the past. One before Sierra England, I was pulling belly dumps, water trucks, not pulling water trucks, but driving water trucks and driving uh, dump trucks. And the one before that was right after I left Prime. It was Centerline drivers. I think they're out of Santa Ana, California, and they're like a driver staffing company. I think it's a good idea. I think they're a little uh, unorganized. You know what I mean?
Right,
They'll
right.
say one thing and then they won't tell you that it's changed. Once you ask about it, oh yeah, yeah, you don't have that. We have to get you this over here, and it's just like, man, I mean, but in all fairness, uh, I did get booted from my first local job, but they just went ahead because they're a driver staffing company. If you leave or get fired from the job that you're at, um, they'll just assign you something else.
Okay, so they're not really.
And that's, I think, right, right. So you're still working for one company. You're just going out and doing work for another.
How'd you get hooked up with the staffing company?
Uh, Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, I just searched for truck driver, job around my area, and it come up with that. I'm like, Centerline, okay. You know, I called them. Everything really wasn't very clear as to all the details, and I don't think that the recruiter really knew all the details. I don't think she'd been there very long. She was wrong about a few things. I don't think that was intentional either. I think she's just trying to present it the best way that she can. She just had a few hiccups, but
Right.
um,
That seems to be the
but
recruiter thing to do, is to sort of embellish a little bit. or
Right.
or
Well,
just
yeah. I
to
mean,
get you in that truck. You know, I mean, I know there's with some of the information that may be missing or whatever. It's like, yeah, they gotta make commission too. You know, so
eh, true, true. I mean, some of them, I think it's they don't have malicious intent.
yeah.
They just, they're trying to make a paycheck, and I think some of them are actually trying to hook some drivers up, or whatever it is. But I know if I was a recruiter, I would be a really bad one because I tend to, I try to tell the truth and I try to help people. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't say that that's the same experience like with every recruiter I've ever talked to. Some of them have been really cool. Some of them have been very forthright and upfront about all the details. But I think all of them should be that way. But it's just not the case.
Right. Um. So I want to get back to you before you started truck driving, and your wife encouraged you to go into it. Now, how did you look at trucking at that time? Like, did you had you grown up around trucks, or did you have family? Like, had you been in a sleeper before getting your CDL?
Before I get my CDL, I apologize. I'm gonna check my temperature real quick
Oh,
on
that's
the
all good.
trailer.
Yeah,
Um,
feel free to pull away anytime. I could edit anything out.
but is there any way? I just got a message from dispatch saying to call ASAP.
Yeah, it's all good.
Is there any way like I can call back and we can continue?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'll just pause it and
All right, man.
we'll continue it.
All right, man.
Cool. Later.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Shut up.
Yeah. It's rolling again.
Oh, okay, cool. Um, yeah. So.
I'm trying to remember what we were talking about, like right before. But I think it was after your old lady encouraged you to get into trucking. What was your feelings about trucking at that time?
I looked at it as a possibility, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, you know, that's some big equipment. You know what I mean? I've only been inside of a semi one time before then, and that was in high school. I worked for a car wash, and a truck driver had ordered, you know, uh, like had paid for us to come out there and clean the inside of his truck, grease it down, make it look shiny and nice and everything. And like, man, this is cool, but man, this thing looks old, rickety. You know, I was like, man, I'm gonna be in that, but that wasn't the case. I went to a good school, man, and they had fairly like all new equipment, and I'm not saying that older trucks are bad because I thoroughly enjoyed the 9 speed that I drove at my second local job. Um, Also, the 10, well, there was a 9 speed and a 10 speed. Those are two water trucks, and then there was like the 6 speed. That was the dump truck. It was just like a GMC truck, but they were all older, and I enjoyed them. They didn't have any AC either, man. I was I was sweating my balls off, man, but um,
These new
fun stuff.
trucks, these new trucks. So what kind of luxuries do you have in the newer trucks?
AC that works.
You
Um,
got low standards.
yeah, well, I mean APUs, inverters. Um, you know,
So for those who don't know what APUs are, I forget what they stand for. Like auxiliary power unit, is that it?
yep, that's it.
So what does it do?
Well, that's like a generator that's connected to the side of your truck, and it's generating cold air, like it's blowing cold air from under your bunk, but it's also keeping your batteries charged as it's going. Um, so
It
yeah, that's basic function.
it's mainly to save on fuel, right?
Yeah, it's also a good way to save on fuel. I mean, it probably uses up like what, I don't know, like 4 gallons an hour.
4 gallons an
Something like
hour.
that.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's got to be less than that.
Well, I don't know about that, man. How many gallons do you think you use whenever you're driving
You know what? Like idling,
per
the
hour?
the old wisdom, and I'm not even sure if it applies anymore, but like the old wisdom was if you're idling, you're using 1 gallon per hour, just using the motor.
Okay.
So that's what we always went by.
I mean, right.
But it's got to be less than
Yeah,
idling
I mean,
the APUs.
yeah, I mean that's just what I've been told. I I have no way of proving anything
Right?
because the
Yeah.
fuel gauges are never correct. Oh, I say like I'll be at like an eighth of a tank and it's actually a quarter. You know, I think they do that to trick the driver into getting fuel before they actually run out. But
Yeah, you don't
you know,
want to be stranded out there without fuel. That's probably a good
no
trick.
joke.
That's embarrassing to
Yeah,
run out of fuel. Um, if
I've
I
never done it.
if I had done it, I'm pretty sure I blocked it out, so I can't remember. So I can't confirm or deny whether I done it. And my mind does that
Right.
sometimes. Like it in my mind, like I've done everything perfect, but like I've been into little accidents and all that. That's they say there's two types of drivers. It's like one that's been in an accident, and the other type of driver is one who will have an accident. So it's kind of hard to
Right.
avoid like little things here and there.
Right.
So you didn't really grow up in a trucker family, which is pretty unique because I've known a lot of truckers, well, older truckers. If you ever meet like these older super truckers, like they've been driving trucks they'll say since they were like 6 years old,
Right.
and you hear a lot of tall tales out in the road.
And that's putting it lightly.
Right. Yeah. So it's just like you got to read between the lines. They probably started like at 15 or 16. If they grew up on a farm, that would make more sense because farmers
Right.
farmers will put their kids on a inside a semi like as soon as possible, as soon as their legs can reach the pedal.
Right.
Let's see. So you mentioned that you done team trucking, and you were paired up with a stranger that you've
Right.
never met before.
Yeah.
How was that like?
Well, depending on which company you're talking about,
Uh,
you know,
si-
at Prime.
yeah, Prime.
Oh, okay. At Prime, I mean, um, I wish I could give them two thumbs up on that one, but it was atrocious. I mean, not completely, but like my two trainers, I mean, it was just two totally bad experiences. And that was the only time my team drove. I was like, never again. But then later on, I was like, oh man, I'm hurting for cash. So um, later on down the line, I went to CR England, and that wasn't as bad. You know, it really was. Like the experience was so much better at CR England, which is confusing because that company makes me cringe. I'm sorry to say that to anyone listening who drives for CR England. I'm sorry. It's not you. It's the company. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get another person who's thumbs down in your videos on every single video. You're gonna have a whole horde of night
I
or
mean,
CR England drivers.
and that's fine. Any interaction is interaction. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Right.
So
It's good for the
even
channel.
if you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I mean, you're helping me out either way. So
Right.
give me a comment down below too. Tell me how much you hate me.
So CR first two letters are cringe. So CR England makes you cringe. Um,
Yeah,
and you've explained this in your videos, right?
yeah. I mean, not in the way that I am right now. Like right now, I'm being a little less nice. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. That's
I
one
mean,
thing about your videos. Like you always make sure that you say something nice, and I think people like that balance. Like you earlier, you said good things about CR England, too, and it seems like uh, you don't want karma coming after you, or just to
right.
make things right, So I think that's one of the reasons why people like your videos so much. That's why I like your videos, at
I
least.
appreciate that comment.
There you go. You're welcome, man.
I
So why does CR
appreciate it.
England make you cringe?
Oh man, dispatch.
Dispatch,
Dispatch is
man.
what
Oh,
makes me cringe
dispatch.
about CR.
I wish I had a soundbite that has to do with dispatching, man. That's dispatch. Don't even get me started on dispatch. So how bad was dispatch at CR England, or what? Or
Well,
now this isn't. It depends on what specific dispatcher you deal with, right? It's like they're not
I'm not sure
okay.
because I think I think all of the dispatchers have the same information on their screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But one thing I can respect about Sierra England is they require all their dispatchers to have CDLs and a little bit of experience at least.
that's cool.
And some of them are actual OTR drivers that just came in because they got tired of driving.
Yeah,
You know, so they know the roads and they know when a driver is BSing and which one, you know, which story is actually plausible. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the driver I was, or the dispatcher I was talking to, he sent me to somewhere where he said it was their drop lot, or somewhere where I could take this trailer, drop it there, and then bobtail to the truck stop. You know, just to set it there as like a babysit. That's what they call it.
Okay.
You know what a babysit load is?
Uh, I do not. Would you explain it?
But yeah, it's where they basically rent a portion of their lot so that they can use it as kind of like a drop lot.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
on a customer's property. So it's kind of like Swift going to Walmart or like Werner or something like that. Someone who has a contract with Walmart. They park their trucks there. But yeah, you put your trailer there and pick up an empty or another trailer. But the problem was the place that they sent me to is like a candy company. They had no idea of anything to do with CR England. Like they don't even have CR England. Like CR England doesn't even come into this place. Like they're not one of their customers.
Huh.
So they were very confused, and I'm like, yeah, this is where they told me to go to drop this trailer. They're like, well, they can't do that. They can't just tell you to take your trailer somewhere that has absolutely nothing to do with them and just drop it here.
Yeah.
I called dispatch, and they were.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, good.
Oh no, I was gonna say about Walmart. Walmart uh, locations, the warehouses and all that. The guard check people, or just everybody, they all go by the book. They do not stray from the plan, I guess. So letting you, if they don't know about you, or if they're not they're not going to just wave you on through. It's like
Right.
they're pretty anal when it comes to
Right.
the deliveries. And one thing about them too, don't they have like a time window that you have to, like, you can't be there too early?
An hour.
An hour? Okay. Or else they'll
Yeah.
refuse
If
you,
you're
right?
there, if you're there, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're there 5 minutes early, they'll turn you around. You got to be there an hour, anywhere between the hour before and the hour of. And you are not checked in until you are backed into that dock, drop the trailer, chalk the wheels, and disconnected. And then walk your papers up to the office and check in there. That's when you're checked in.
So you're on a time limit. You're always they want to keep you on your toes over there, that Walmart. But
Well, I think that they're actually just like trying to avoid paying detention.
yeah,
So if they can get you there and you're late coming in and getting checked in, then they don't have to pay attention.
right.
That's what I.
Yeah, that makes more sense. So they didn't know anything about your load, and what happened after that?
I had to call dispatch, and my dispatcher was utterly confused. Like, what are you talking about? This information on my screen must be right. I'm like, well, he didn't say that, but that's what he was implying by going, you know. So I had to sit there and wait for a call back, and they finally called me back. All right, go to this truck stop. I think it was a Love. Which, by the way, their fuel networks at Sierra England is Love's and TA and Petro.
No pilot, huh? No
But
Flying J.
No pot. Right. I mean, that's kind of oddball because, like, usually it's like just Pilot Flying J or just Love's, but it's Love's, TA, Petro.
Okay.
I thought that was weird.
And so basically just dispatch sending you to places that you have no business being. Ghost loads or something.
Occasion. Yeah. I mean, ghost babysitters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess you could call it. But yeah. It was just like that. On 2 occasions, I'm just like, what is going on?
And it's not like you're going down the street to these places. Like, you have to drive quite a ways to make it to these places, right?
Right. Yeah.
It uses up your hours that you have for the week. It's just a complete waste of time. That could get frustrating if it happens twice. So, what was the second time?
I'm sorry?
Oh, were you talking about the second time that happened? I thought you were going into that.
That was the most memorable.
Yeah.
But the second, I can't even recall the other occasion. But the second reason why I didn't like Sierra England.
Yep.
Yeah, it was on 2 or 3 occasions as a team truck. My co-driver and I sat for like 2 or 3 days at a truck stop waiting on a load. A team truck. And for a business that's been in business for 100 years, how do you not have a load for a team truck? You just have a team truck just sitting there at a truck stop.
That's crazy.
2 or 3 days. That just gives me more time to look for another company.
Right.
And they got to think about the demographics too. Like, how many other companies are stuffed at truck stops? I'm not under contract with them. They treat me like I'm not going to say it.
But it's
they treat me like I'm some kind of punk.
Right.
But good.
Like, you know your value, right? And it's kind of weird when a company treats you like as if their job didn't depend on truckers. You know, like like
Right.
that's one of the first company I worked for was Trans Am Trucking, and out of Olathe, Kansas. And during the orientation, they made it known that dispatchers work for us, for the truck drivers, which is nice. I don't really see that too often anymore, where a company, especially a mega carrier, like would say that to the drivers, like, you know, like dispatchers work for you. And then going on to like other companies, it seems
Right.
like they try to flip the script a little bit. But yeah, you're right to be um to feel upset, man. And for a team
Right.
driver to sit, or like team a truck with a team in it, that's the most profitable thing for a trucking company to have. Like, you want to keep them running. Like, if you like money, you know, and team driving's the way to go for, if you don't mind being paired up with the stranger, you know. But if you get along with that person, that's kind of rare to have that happen.
Right.
And yeah, and they had you sitting for 3 days.
Yeah. On actually two or three occasions that happened.
Man,
Like that wasn't just once. And that was the second reason. You see, unorganized dispatch, uh, the multiple times sitting 2 or 3 days at a time as a team truck, and home time. On two occasions, I made sure it was only two occasions. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Uh, I took home time. I said 5 days. I just want to be home for 5 days. And so they, I think earlier in the call I said 10, but I would only take 5 days and they would give me 10. Like,
okay,
I mean, the second time I kind of expected it, but hey, on the day that my co-driver was supposed to come and pick me up, I'm down in Texas. He's up in Ohio. I'm
oh
like,
man,
dude, you got to be kidding me. I mean, plus he has to like sit an entire day because the load has time on it, and he doesn't have time. So he's just sitting there twiddling his thumbs, waiting all day. Very next day he has to deliver it and then go and pick up another load. And yeah, they had him running like a chicken with the tag cut off, man. Just trying to get back down to Texas. And I'm just like, you know what? If dispatch and the planners kind of put their heads together just a little bit, you know what I mean? He could, for 5 days, it wouldn't be that hard for him to just run loads that are around Texas instead of way up north. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, but yeah, so on two occasions, I had 10-day home times, and I went and I took another home time, and I decided that during this home time, I'm taking everything that belongs to me off this truck, and I'm taking it home. And whenever I have the next job lined up, I'm gonna call them and let them know that I'm quitting. But the problem is, dispatch wasn't answering the phone. This was during lockdown, and all the dispatchers were at home. So maybe he was, you know, he had some family problems or whatever. You know, I understand that. You know, maybe he just wasn't able to get to his phone. And that's cool. You're at home. I tried to do online college. That didn't work out. You know, but I went to college at home, or not at home, but it's at the physical college, and it was so much better, so much better. I actually had time. Want to know why I didn't? Why I had time? It's because I didn't have my wife and kids who needed my attention, um, you know, begging for my attention because I haven't been showing them any. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been doing my schoolwork. So that didn't work out, and so I can understand why he wouldn't answer the phone. I'm not saying that's what it was. But I'm saying I can understand. I can put myself in his shoes, possibly, hypothetically. Um, but you know, for them to not check their messages, that's another story. That
Yeah.
that shows that they don't care. It's like kind of like you ever seen that thing where it says, "Do you have any suggestions?" Write it down on this piece of paper and put it in the suggestion box. And a
Right.
little trash can. It says suggestion box. You know, I mean, it's just like that. You write it down, throw it in the trash. That's just what that was like.
Yeah.
And so I left a message on the voicemail, and this one was actually going to be a longer home time. By the time I was on my second or third load with KMB, which is who I'm currently with, um, my co-driver was called me up and he said, "Hey man, did you tell them that you quit?" I'm like, "Yeah, I left them a voice message. I'm not gonna keep on calling, you know." And he said, "Oh well, dispatcher, he was angry, he was cussing, you know." I was like, "Well, should have checked his voice messages, man."
Right.
you know, so yeah. So by the time I was on my second or third load, man, he was just about to get dispatched back down to Texas.
It goes to show like how much you're
And that
paying attention, or as far as yeah, that's a good thing that you left because you would have been forgotten about quite a bit. That sucks when you feel like you're.
that
It's one thing to feel like you've been forgotten about, but then it's another one to be forgotten about. It's just
right,
yeah,
right.
that would disturb me too.
But I just wanted to add that I didn't entirely feel forgotten.
Okay.
The dude knew me on a first name basis, but um, it was just the inattentiveness to the work. I mean, because I'm not out there to be known on a first name basis. I'm out there to make money. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
if I'm not making money by staying at home, you know what I mean? That's just my whole position on that. I just want to clarify.
I think part of the reason I say that is because it speaks to the trucker's imagination. Um, because you have a lot of time to think when you're sitting. It's like you never really want to let a truck driver sit for too long, or else like those thoughts, like you'll be having arguments with your dispatcher in your head over and over and over again, and you become like a zombie a little bit, where you just get angrier and angrier, and it's poison. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
a
I
tip for
do.
those
I do.
dispatchers out there: never let a truck driver sit for too long, or else it's just too much time to think. Just get that driver a load, get him going, get him happy.
Right.
What do you do for entertainment?
I watched the crypto market.
Oh, like a true
Um,
millennial. You watch charts? Are you watching
yeah,
charts on TradingView and all that?
yeah. I try to when I can. Sometimes I fall asleep doing it. Um, but I mean, I'm on a talking app, and some of them play a game called Ark. I don't know if you heard of that.
No. What's that about?
It's like a survival game. It's I don't know if you ever played a I don't know if you ever heard of a game called EverQuest or even World of Warcraft.
Evercrack? Yeah, that's really millennial stuff. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I've heard of it.
yeah. It's kind of like that. Only you don't like zone into different zones. And everything is all one zone, and you're islands with dinosaurs, and you're learning how to act around certain things, what to watch out for, and you build your huts and fires and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool game. You can get sucked into it pretty quick.
Yeah, there you go.
Once you figure out what you're doing.
So you're playing old school millennial games then. That's cool.
Yeah,
I like
man.
it. I dig it, man, because it's a you know what you like. You know what comforts you.
Right.
All right, sir.
I mean, also. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. No.
Oh, I was gonna say we've approached the 1 hour mark, and honestly, my wife and kid just came home,
okay.
so I might have I gotta duck out of here. But this was great.
I got you.
This is great, man. I really do appreciate you being on here. Really like your channel. Have you posted anything lately, or do you have any plans on future videos?
I think probably within the next month or so, I do plan on putting out another video, but my last video was 3 months ago. It's just personal circumstances and kind of lack of motivation, I guess. And I've heard even PewDiePie talk about that, the lack of motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just here lately, it's just been grinding, knocking out loads, making money, man.
Right on. Well, it's good to hear from you, and we hope to see more videos from you in the future.
Oh, heck yeah, and you too, man.
Thanks.
I do enjoy your commentary on yours.
I do appreciate it, man. That means a lot. So yeah, sometime down the line, I'd like to have you on again, and see where we're at that point. All right, you want to say say your ending, your sign off?
Okay, y'all take it easy, be safe, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down.
10-4. We'll catch you on the flip flop.
All right, man.
Hey. I thought that was great. Thank you again, Millennial Trucker, for being on the show. Whether or not you liked the interview or hated it, I'm just going to keep doing more. And that's the process, right? You just keep doing more and then just keep doing it. So thank you again for Millennial Trucker for kicking off the series of interviews that I've been wanting to do for a while. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by. I'm on Twitter, Y2K Trucker. I'm also on Instagram as at Y2K Trucker. Also, don't forget to check out Millennial Trucker's channel. I have it in the description. But he probably shows up on a sidebar over here anyway. So we're trying to bend the YouTube algorithms to just hit all the Millennial Truckers, because we need better representation. And Millennial Trucker, do you agree? I think he's got a trainer's personality. I've met a lot of people in my lifetime, but there's also such a thing as somebody who's got a trainer personality as far as patience and I don't know. I just get that vibe. And there's not too many true trainers out there, and I think Millennial Trucker's one of those rare breeds. So, all right, everybody. I hope you have a good day, and we'll see you next time. We'll catch you on the flip flop. Come on.